Hi everyone, good evening. Thank you for coming for my webinar and really excited to see you all. Today's webinar, as you know, is on building positive communication with your young children at home. So we will be starting with it in another 1 minute. I see that few of our participants are still joining in. So let my team get everyone in and then we shall begin. Meanwhile, I have a small request for everyone. Please ensure that you're keeping your mobiles away because I want you to dive deeper into the webinar and I want you to yield maximum results so that by the end of the webinar, you're the communication leader of your own child. So that's going to be wonderful. All right, I see that most of us are in here, so we can begin. A very warm welcome to everyone one more time. This is Saloni, your host for the day. I'm glad that you're here. As you know, today's webinar is on building positive communication with your young child. Before we dive into the topic, I want to share a little something about myself. I am Saloni. I did my B.Ed in the year 2014. Right after it, I joined a school and worked as early years educator for 2 years. And then right after it, I wanted to pursue masters in early childhood education. Post that, I have been working as early years educator and I turned into a full-time digital content creator and blogger in the year 2021. And this is how we got an opportunity to connect with all the lovely parents out there. Now, why are you here today? I'm sure you must have seen this infographic floating somewhere on social media and you might have related with it. You might have thought that, hey, I am the parent whose child is always irritated. I am the parent whose preschooler is not listening to me. So either you're a parent of a young child roughly between 3 to 8 years of age, you are a parent who eagerly wants to know about building positive communication with your child, or you're a parent who wants his or her child to become independent and follow the instructions without 24/7 exhausting supervision. So if you're one of the parent, please write yes in the chat. Awesome. Awesome. So this webinar is right for you. What will you learn in today's session? By the end, your takeaways will be around 3 different styles of communication, 5 tips on building positive communication style with your child, 3 tips on encouraging your child to be an active listener, and you will become your child's communication leader. Isn't that interesting? Write perfect in the chat if you're excited. Awesome, awesome. So in my last webinar, I was asked that why should we discipline a child this young? Why is it important to start creating rules for your young one at home? Because anyway, because of COVID, there is so much that's happening that the parents are going through a difficult time. The children are not able to meet their friends, go out in school. So why start now? So in order to answer this question, I'd like to use a quote given by Bill Gates, who says that the first 5 years have so much to do with the next 80 years of a child's life. So this is the right time to start disciplining your child, because early childhood education is extremely crucial for disciplining and building of social and communication skills in children. So even if your child can be disciplined in higher classes, grade 4, 5, 8, and so on, but this is the right time to lay the foundation. For those of you who don't know what early childhood education is, then in India, it's also known as pre-primary education. Or another name for this is preschool education. Roughly, early childhood has been defined as a crucial period from conception to 8 years of age by UNESCO. So if your child falls into this bracket of conception to 8 years of age, then these are the foundation years of your child, and this is the time when the child will have maximum impact and he will be able to build strong social and communication skills. So this is why you should start now. Interesting, isn't it? Now, why is it important to build positive communication? Anyone would like to answer in the chat? What do you think? Though some of these statements are already there on the screen, why do you think building positive communication is important for the children? So children feel free to share. All right, that's good. Gives confidence to the child. That's amazing. You're right. You're absolutely correct. By receiving positive communication, children learn to build healthy relationships and positive sense of world around them. It helps them in building great social skills. It makes them feel important and valued. It shows children that they are receiving attention from their loved ones. That's why it's very important to build positive communication at this age. You can also see the picture of this young child from the movie Tare Zameen Par, Ishan Avasthi. Who remembers this child? Come on, give me a quick yes in the chat. Who remembers this little boy? Ah, many of you remember him. Superb. And do you think that at his early age, his parents and teachers provided him with positive communication? Do you think that he was supported, he was nurtured with positive communication by his parents and teachers? Not at all. And that's why he faced so many struggles. And the movie was all about that. So it's important, it's really important to build positive communication with your child at this age. Now let's dive right into the topic. And what do you understand by the term communication? Great communication is a two-way process. One listens and the other one speaks. It is an exchange of thoughts, feelings, and ideas between two people. It could be verbal or non-verbal. Non-verbal communication includes body language, eye contact, and facial expressions, etc. So do you agree with me? Is this what communication all about? Is there anything else that's coming to your mind? When you hear the word communication, you can write in the chat below. Awesome. Awesome. So I think all of us are on the same page. We feel that this is what communication is all about. Awesome. Awesome. So something interesting that I'd like to discuss with you today is that though communication is verbal and non-verbal, through various researches, the psychologists have found out that communication also has three different kinds of styles which parents adopt with children. One of the kinds is aggressive communication, where the parent during a disagreement chooses to shout instead of resolving things calmly. The parent or the child shows an inability to accept no for an answer. There is a little room for discussion or acceptance for explanations. During the conversations, the primary driven force is emotions and not logic. Child may show behavior such as hitting, throwing things, etc. So sometimes it's been observed that between the parent and the child, this is the primary mode of communication. Just reflect for 2 minutes and think, have you adopted this mode of style of communication ever with your child? And the reason why I'm asking you this is not to make you feel bad about yourself or your parenting strategies, but to recognize where you are. Because if we know where we are in the journey, it's easier to reach the destination. Ah, yes, but don't worry. It happens because we are also humans. There would be days when we can also get aggressive towards our children, towards ourselves. So please be patient with yourself, because I'm sure going forward, by the end of this webinar, you will be the communication leaders of your children. So don't worry. Another style of communication that sometimes parents adopt is passive communication, where the passive communicators show no or very less interest in talking to the child at the time of conflict or issue. They prefer not having discussions at all to maintain the peace. They avoid confrontations and keep their feelings buried in their hearts. Do you think at times you become a passive communicator with your child when you're busy doing something at the house and there is a conflict and you feel जाने दो, आज बात नहीं करते, कोई बात नहीं, जो हो गया सो हो गया, it's okay. Just to maintain the peace, just to maintain the peace of mind, you just let the situation go and think, koi baat nahi, some other time I'm going to resolve this. Sometimes yes, all right. But what do you think is the problem with this? It's always nice to maintain peace in the house. What do you think it would lead to? Do you think there is a problem with this style of communication? A gap, okay, there can be a communication gap between you and your child. So you're keeping your feelings buried in your heart. It could be frustration, sadness, and it's getting built up over the period of time. Do you think that'll lead to something after 2 to 4 days when the child is repeating the behavior again and again and you're letting it go? Will this communication style transform into another form of communication? Yeah, problem is there, not finding solution to resolve issue. Definitely. So the child will continue to repeat this behavior because he or she will feel that, okay, it's all right. This is the right behavior. My parents are not saying anything to me. So this is something that is acceptable. Another thing is it's going to lead to resentment. Perfect. The parents would feel resented. And another thing that may happen is that passive communicators may later transform into aggressive communicators. Do you think that would happen? After 2 or 3 days of putting the topic away, one fine day when the frustration levels have reached their peak and you shout on your child and your child feels, what do you think your child would feel? All this time he was throwing the toys away, and one fine day he threw the toy again and you shouted on him or spanked him. What do you think he would feel? He would get confused. Exactly, the volcano has erupted and he would feel confused. I don't know what happened today. I don't know why mama or papa is getting mad at me. ये तो मैं रोज ही करता हूँ, तो आज क्या हो गया ऐसा? So that is why passive communication is not the problem solver. Do you agree with me? If yes, then please write in the chat. Awesome. Awesome. Wonderful. So now we understand that the two style of communication is not fitting for us at all. So what would fit for us? So here we go. This is the third style of communication that does wonders for you and your child, where the assertive communicators avoid the blame game with their child and communicate to resolve the issue. Whenever there is an opportunity, they express their feelings and thoughts clearly and confidently about an issue. They take turns to listen and let the child explain. Remember, it's a communication process and it's a two-way process. Here, the assertive communicators are listening to their children and letting them explain as well. They maintain warm eye contact and arrives at an agreeable conclusion where both the parent and the child agrees with what has happened, what is the way forward. They teach their child to say no, and they also accept no from them politely. So, with assertive communication, the parents may also teach their child to say no. It's not always about giving instructions, saying yes, making their child say yes to what they are saying. So, do you think this is a style of communication will do better with your child? Give me a quick yes, and think of a situation where you have communicated assertively with your child. Awesome. Can you think of a situation where you sat down with your child and discussed the matter with them calmly, thoughtfully, lovingly, and the response that you received from the child was equally affectionate, and there was no drama in the house at all? I see a couple of you thinking very hard. Super, super. It's interesting to note. Yes, I think during park visits. All right, that's great. And do you think when you communicated with your child assertively, the response that you received from her during the park visit was equally affectionate? Or she used another, or did she use another style of communication? It's interesting to know that as parents, we would be using all these three styles of communication. It's not necessary that all of us are going to be assertive communicators all the time. It's not necessary that we are going to be aggressive communicators all the time. There are going to be days when we are going to be assertive. There are going to be days when we will also lose our calm and turn into aggressive communicators. And there are going to be days when we are going to put off the topics and think that, Acha, chalo, we'll figure this out, especially during COVID situation when there is so much of work pressure, even the parents are going through. Initially didn't help. However, when I consistently repeated the expectation of return time, she did listen at times. That was wonderful, isn't it? Instead of throwing tantrums, slowly and gradually, she listened and she understood that, okay, this is the rule that I have to adhere to. But had you used an aggressive behavior with her, do you think it would have helped? Do you think in the long run she would have liked it? Maybe it would have helped. Maybe after getting a slap, or maybe after getting a after getting she might have said that, yes, okay, mama, I'm gonna listen to you. But do you think it would have impacted your relationship with her? Certainly, isn't it? Wonderful. So what do you think? Which communication style do you think is going to be most impactful for you to build a positive communication with your child? Passive, assertive, or aggressive? That's true, Mr. Gupta. Aggressive behavior is not welcome by the child. You're absolutely correct. Assertive, you're right. Wonderful. So now, today we realize that yes, this is the right mode of communication. This is the right style of communication. Now, how to become an assertive communicator? I'm going to give you 5 quick tips on becoming assertive communicator so that these tips will help you in executing. So first of all, respond, not react. As parents, I've noticed as a teacher over the years that our first response to child's issue problem is to react by saying no. ये नहीं करना, and the parent may lose it and may start giving a lecture, start giving instructions to the child. So that's something we have to refrain from. We have to understand that first we have to identify our own feelings, about the conflict. This is very important. Self-reflection is the key to become an assertive communicator, where you take some time off to reflect on the disagreement. पहले सोचें कि exactly हुआ क्या है, what is the issue. Think from the child's perspective. It's very important. Think about the situation from the child's perspective. Think what you are feeling about the situation so that you can calm yourself down first and then take care of your child's feelings. Otherwise, what happens, a simple issue, a simple conflict can easily turn into a disagreement. And later on, from being an assertive communicator, you can easily transform into an aggressive communicator. Secondly, negotiate and do not dominate. As parents, we all understand that we are adults and we feel that, okay, children are meant to be corrected for their behavior. But as a part of assertive communication, you both are playing for the same team. You are playing, you're a part of the same team. So you are here to negotiate with your child and not dominate him or her. So stand your grounds and present logical explanation about the issue. Listen to your child calmly and do not interrupt her or him. Sometimes what happens at the time of the issue, we really want to come at the conclusion कि exactly अब करना क्या है, अब ये हो गया, अब करें क्या, अच्छा जल्दी से बता दो. And the child at this age, वो धीरे धीरे बता रहा है कि अच्छा मैंने ऐसे सोचा था, अच्छा हाँ मुझसे कलर्स गिर गए, अच्छा पता नहीं कैसे गिर गए. And in order to just quickly resolve the issue, we interrupt him or her. खत्म हो गया ना, अच्छा ठीक है अब गिर गए ना, अच्छा ठीक है अब नेक्स्ट टाइम से मत करना. So instead of doing that, listen to your child calmly, let him explain what happened, do not rush the conversation, and all this time maintain a friendly body language. The child should not feel that, okay, if I'm going to pour my heart out, my mother is going to get upset. That should not be the process that you should follow in order to become an assertive communicator. There should be zero judgment while you talk to your child. Also, thirdly, choose your battles wisely. Well, this one's going to come a little difficult for all of us. Because of COVID, our children are in the house 24/7, and there are behaviors that we want to work upon every day. Every day, we want them to pick up their toys. We want them to finish their food. We want them to put their utensils in the kitchen. We want them to clean their room. We want them to get tidied up. I know there are many things that we want our children to accomplish. But for that little child who is just 5 years of age, that may not be the priority for the day. So choose your battles wisely so that by the end of the day, you are not a nagging mother or father. You are a loving mother or father who is attracting your child's affection. Your child should not run away कि अच्छा shit mama आ गए, चलो भाग जाओ इस room से क्योंकि now she's going to correct me. Learn to let go of the issues that do not require your supervision. That's okay अगर toys आज एक corner में रखें but उस तरह से नहीं रखे जैसे आप expect कर रहे थे. But रखे हुए हैं. The child did his duty of winding up the toys, but he did not arrange it in a way that you wanted him or her to. So choose your battles. Let the child take the lead and decide. Remember, this is the time when the child is also developing his own personality. They are also doing a lot of decision making. They are also becoming decision makers. So let them take the lead and decide for themselves. It's okay if the toy is not being kept the way you want it to. These are not your toys. These are their toys. So until unless they have done their part of winding up the space as decided, let it be. Fourthly, use child-friendly language. As adults, we love to have long conversations. We love to attend webinars. We love to sit and learn. We love to read long books. But that's not the case for a 5 or 6-year-old. They are still developing language. So it's very important while you communicate, use simple language while sharing your thoughts and feelings. Simple 1 to 2 sentence would do. Be specific and use short sentences. Hi, Amit. Today you did a great job at winding up of your toys. I'm very proud of you. Hey, Amit. Yesterday you had put your utensils away, but today you didn't do that. I didn't like it. Would you please do that tomorrow? Do not use fancy proverbs or sarcasm. At this age, children do not understand what sarcasm is. In your head, in your mind, you might be feeling that, okay, I was sarcastic. And बच्चे ने अभी भी नहीं समझ पाया कि मैं गुस्सा थी, मैंने वो गुस्से से बोला था, प्यार से नहीं. उसे लग रहा है कि हाँ, मम्मा ने बहुत प्यार से बोला कि अच्छा आज तो ये भी नहीं किया. And you're thinking, okay, the child is continue playing here. अरे अच्छा हाँ, मैंने तो आज ये भी नहीं किया. But the children do not understand sarcasm. Use child-friendly language. Do not name call or demean the child. Remember, being assertive communicators, you are sharing the power with the child. You both are at the same level. You both are playing for the same team. You're not against each other, you're together. Lastly, it's okay to say sorry. It's all right. Being adults, you can say sorry as well. That's going to set a great example for your child. Assertive communicators do not judge. They are here to collaborate. So it's all right to say sorry. It's all right to say I was at fault. At the same time, accept the apology of your child quickly and forget. I know at times we take longer than required. Accept the apology, but do you think it makes a difference? Do you think अगर एक दिन आप पूरे दिन बात ना करो अपने बच्चे से, it makes a difference for the child? Do you think it's a good way of resolving the problem? Are you being an assertive communicator in that regard, or you're using a different kind of communication style at that time? Do you think giving silent treatment comes under assertive communication or aggressive communication or passive communication? It could be passive communication. I have a similar question. We are not in the perfect state of mind all the time. So I understand we should not ever be aggressive. Does that mean we should act in a passive manner if not assertive? Mr. Gupta, that was a wonderful question. I understand that as parents, we are not in the perfect state of mind all the time. And that is why the key to become assertive communicator is to take your time off and tell the child that, hey, this has happened. You didn't keep your toys away and I have fallen down. Give me some time. I'll come back to you on this. Take your time. Tell the child that, okay, the discussion is yet to happen. Correct the situation, be honest about the situation at the time the situation happened. So the child notices and takes a note that, okay, something wrong has happened, but mama or papa will talk about it later. Do you think it will help? Because I totally understand that due to all the work from home situation, as parents, we are also going through a lot of pressure. So always remember, being assertive communicators mean अपना घड़ा पहले भरो, पहले अपनी feelings को resolve करो, तब बच्चे के पास जाके फिर उसको बताओ that how you felt at that time. Because sometimes due to work pressure, I know you are in a meeting and all of a sudden you hear a voice cut and you know that, okay, the child has broken something. And the first reaction that comes to your mind is, oh, why isn't he careful all the time? Why does he have to break it all the time? But the key is that you excuse yourself from the meeting calmly. Say that I'll be back to your colleagues. Go to the child, ask them, help him in cleaning up. Say that, hey, we will talk about this at the end of the day. Right now, are you okay? Are you feeling all right? Did you get hurt? No, right? It's okay. We will talk about this at the end of the day. Take your time, calm down yourself. Be clear what you're upset about. Are you upset that he broke the crockery? Are you upset that he was messy again? Are you upset that despite you telling him not to take his toys from one room to the other room, he still did that? What exactly you're upset about? Be clear about that. And then have the discussion with your child where you ask him, why were you lifting this crockery and why were you taking it to the other room? when we discuss that this need not happen. And that clarity will emerge only when you reflect. So coming back, accept the apology. So when the child says, I'm sorry, mama, I won't repeat it. Take his word seriously so that he takes your word seriously. So that once when you commit a mistake and you say, I'm sorry, bacha, I won't do it again, he doesn't give you a silent treatment. Many a times the children learn by carefully watching how the parents are behaving. So if you are going to turn to silent treatment, he or she will also give you silent treatment. कि अच्छा, आज मम्मा ने ये किया, so that day मम्मा ने भी मुझे silent treatment दिया था. Let me also do the return the favor. And of course, as communication leaders, we do not want our children to turn to that resort, right? Do not make them feel guilty longer than required. It's it's all right to make them feel guilty, but not longer than required. Again, resolve the situation. The problem, the resort that assertive communicators adopt is that they are discussing to resolve the situation, not to make each other feel bad. Remember that. So write awesome in the chat if you're feeling more confident now, if you think that becoming an assertive communicator is possible. Write a quick awesome or yes in the chat if you're feeling that, yay, after this webinar, we are all set to become assertive communicators and take care of our children. Awesome, I'm happy, I'm glad to see that. Now, as we discussed earlier, that communication is a two-way process. One is talking, so the other one is listening. Now, listening can happen in two ways, right? We are just sitting and the child is talking and we are thinking about the preparation of the lunch कि आज दोपहर में खाना क्या बनाना है, या फिर वो जो मीटिंग थी वो उसमें आज मेरी कौन सी प्रेजेंटेशन होनी है. That's one sort of listening, where the child has poured his heart out and you haven't heard a word. Or the other style of listening is active listening, where an active listener listens to the other person's thoughts and feelings carefully. They shut all the distractions away. They pay attention and are able to follow the instructions. So these are the active listeners. Do you think for an assertive communication to happen, you need to be an active listener, or you need your child to become an active listener? Write yes in the chat, please. I agree with all of you. It's certainly important to become an active listener, to have a fruitful discussion with your child. So I'm going to leave you with 3 tips on encouraging your child to become an active listener. First of all, be a good role model yourself. Please remember that the children learn from our behavior. Your child learns how to communicate by watching you carefully. When you talk with your child or others in a respectful way, this gives a powerful message about positive communication and active listening. But if you as a parent would be on your phone while the child is talking to you, so do you think that at the time when you need to have a serious conversation with your child and he's playing, he's going to pay attention to you? Write a quick yes or no in the chat. Absolutely. Superb. So be a good role model yourself and your child will follow. Another tip is listen actively yourself. Let your child finish talking and then respond. This sets a good example of listening for your child. Listen to understand and not correct. Again, you're an assertive communicator. You're listening to understand and not to judge or correct your child. Refrain yourself from giving advice until they ask for. Very important. Many a times children are not seeking for advice. They are they are just wanting to vent their hearts out. Because for a 5-year-old, even drawing a doll perfectly today was a big accomplishment. For a parent, it might feel, "Acha, doll banai, oh nice, good job." But for that little child, it would actually make their day. That wow, today I made the doll just the way I wanted to. So refrain yourself from giving advice. Oh, you could have colored the hair better. Let them just talk about what they want to talk, and do not interrupt them. Do not be in a hurry to conclude the conversation. Let them share all the details possible. Shut all the distractions away. Mobile, laptop, TV, etc. It's always nice to sit down in the room where there is no distraction and then have a conversation calmly. Give positive feedback and not judgment. So if you're an active listener, and if you're being asked for your positive feedback, your feedback at the end of the discussion, then because you were listening actively, listen till the end. And if you need to provide constructive feedback, give some positive messages at the same time. Your child is more likely to listen to praise than to criticism or blame. For example, you're usually so good at remembering to put your lunchbox in the dishwasher. Could you remember tomorrow, please? I heard you that today you couldn't do that because of the XYZ reason. But would you do that from tomorrow onwards? So the child feels heard that, okay, mama accepted my reason for the day, and she's just expecting from me to do the assigned task for tomorrow. Do you think it's going to be helpful? Do you think that this will help you in becoming an assertive listener yourself? And if you are going to be the role model, your child will also follow. I see a few emoticons emerging on my screen, and I feel really motivated because I see that my audience is listening actively to me. So I feel really motivated right now. Thank you so much. Now, becoming your child's communication leader. I know by the end, by this time, I'm sure you are taking away a lot of wisdom nuggets to be assertive communicators, active listeners. But it's important before you become your child's communication leader, remember, building positive communication is a process and cannot happen overnight. Though today, after this webinar, you have already become your child's communication leader, but the execution will take some time. It's going to be a process. Lead by example, because children learn skills by observing their parents. So remember that it will take some time because you will be also modifying your behavior. So it will take some time. So be patient with yourself. Positive communication requires us to recognize and stand up for our own rights while simultaneously respecting the rights of others. So remember, we are playing in the same team. We have the same goal. We are not fighting. We are not rushing the process. Lastly, respect and do not negate yours or your child's emotions. Sometimes emotions may seem unreasonable but should be honored. So as assertive communicators, as your child's communication leader, please acknowledge their emotions, acknowledge your emotions. Do not try to explain your emotions to yourself. कि आज मुझे ऐसा क्यों लग रहा है? I don't know why. I think I'm a bad mother. Don't think that to yourself. Everybody has a bad day or a good day. Please remember that we are also humans. We are also learning. We are also growing with our child. We weren't taught to be mothers or fathers from our school time. It just happened to us, right? One fine day, we had the child with us and we were told that, okay, this is how you have to bring up the child. So please be patient with yourself. And lastly, be easy on yourself and your child. Relax, it's a process. Your child is going to be with you for your entire life. So it's a process. Believe in yourself and act on it, and it will happen. I promise you that. I can see that there is a lot of motivation already, and I see that you all were actively participating with me. So I'm sure the change has already happened, and from tomorrow itself, you will be able to accomplish the goals that you have set for yourself and your child. So that's it for today. Thank you for being the part of my webinar. And if you have any questions, you can leave them on the chat. You can find me on Instagram by the handle of Saloni Tribe. You can find me on YouTube. You can also find me on my website where I write blogs, helping parents and teachers in becoming better day by day. Awesome. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat. Don't worry about these pointers that we discussed today. These will be put up on my social media platforms that I've just shared with you all. Why is it so difficult to become an assertive communicator? I think in life, nothing comes easy, right? But let me tell you, it's definitely doable. It's definitely, I've seen it myself. I've worked with so many parents who have been able to change their behavior and become assertive communicators from aggressive communicators. That was a long journey, but if they can, then why can't we? In fact, same goes for teachers. Wonderful. Any other questions? All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I was extremely happy to hold this webinar for all of you. And please write in to me in case you have any other questions, any other dilemmas. I'll be happy to answer. With this, our webinar comes to an end. Thank you for coming. Thanks, guys. Oh my God, how was it? Hi, Kanika Masi. Hi, Dipashri. Hi, guys. Hi, Shivangi. Look. Oh shit, you know it's still recording. Oh shit. Ek second.